Hi friends, in our time together today, I'm comparing low D whistles that are reasonably easy blowers. A number of the friends in our community have asked that I provide this comparison, and a couple of folks lately have really focused in on saying, hey, would you do that, please? And I also want to shout out Dan, who said, well, take it up to the Howard as the hardest blower. And I think that's a good cutoff point, actually. So it really gives a good range of just free blowing up to the Howard, which does require some breath pressure learning. And so that's a good cutoff. And it's funny because, I'll put a picture here. These are the whistles in front of me on the table. I'm in the dining room, windows behind me. It's lovely outside. So yes, windows open, probably hearing a bit of traffic. And I realized that the majority of the low D whistles I own could be categorized as easier blowing whistles. And so I appreciate the question. So I've left some whistles out, but they were all ones that would be easier blowing. Let me make sure that we're clear on terms first. Because we throw a lot of terms around and some of them are interchangeable. So what we're doing is these are whistles. An easy blower is a whistle that doesn't require us to know a great deal about breath pressure. You don't really have to do a lot. I'm going to grab my Howard here. I've got in front of me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 whistles. Whew. And 2 others will be represented by this group. And these aren't all the whistles you could get in this category. But on the Howard, I'll often say, when you get into the second octave, you would need to learn to blow just a smidge harder. And so whistles that you don't have to blow hard into. And some people refer to that as a back pressure. Does it have a lot of back pressure or very little back pressure? Some people talk about an easy blower and a hard blower and a medium blower. It gets very confusing. Some of these terms are very interchangeable, and the cutoff between no back pressure, you don't have to push hard, easy blower. Sometimes the cutoff point between that and the intermediate and the hard gets pretty fuzzy. So there's nothing hard and fast about this category, except these are whistles that when you blow into, they play the note. This is the Kerry Tenor D. I started on the second octave A, just played it. No worries at all about learning how to push my air harder. Now, these are not, some people will say these are great beginner whistles, but these aren't really, it's not just a category of beginner whistles. That's if someone says an easy blower is a beginner whistle, then I'd say that person's a little prejudice in what they're saying. My apologies to friends who feel that way, because it's true. I have pretty high-end professional grade whistles sitting in front of me that hit this category. Now, one of your concerns out of the category, though, is how long of a phrase can I play on one breath? Because normally a harder blowing whistle, which is a whistle that has what we call more back pressure, which is a whistle that requires us to learn to push our breath harder, in the second octave in particular, often lets us play phrases, longer phrases on a single breath. But I wouldn't say that, well, I wouldn't say that any of these whistles are air hogs. Some of them you're not going to play a huge long phrase, but it's really just a matter of learning when to breathe. So none of these, you're going to play a couple of measures and stop and gasp for air. You're not going to, that's not the experience you're going to have. So I've arranged these whistles in order of price. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to share, I'm going to play a scale on each, and I won't say a great deal about them. I'll play a scale on each, and then I'll play like a teeny bit of a few notes, particularly in that second octave, because I want you to get a sense of the tone of these whistles as well. Just to tell you what they are, this is the Kerry Tenor D, the James Dominic, the Tony Dixon single piece Polymer, Nick Metcalf's it is tunable. Nick Metcalf's standard D, the Tony Dixon tunable Polymer, the Chieftain V5 non-tunable, and somewhere up in here, price range is the Chieftain V5 tunable, the Sin low D, the Susato low D, and you're noticing a combination of polymers and aluminum, and you're going to see brass, and PVC. So it's not something that's confined to one body style. Tony Dixon aluminum body tunable. Goldfinch, this is the 2-piece. The 3's available as well. The Nightingale by Karavaev, 3 more. The Howard low D. The Burke brass Viper, and the Carbony, this is the wide bore. All right, so what I want to do now is I'm just going to play a scale on each, and I'll see how I do, maybe like on a breath for a distance, to give you a sense of that. I don't know, see if that works. But I'm also, in telling you each of these whistles, I'm going to share the price, and the price as from the primary supplier of the whistle. And I'll put notes, I'll put links in the notes to this video to where you could pick up any of these whistles. Let's see. And with that, yeah. So this is the Kerry Tenor D. That's what I was going to remember to say. We need a timestamp. This is October the 9th, 2025. So if you're watching this at some other point, double check the pricing. This is the pricing based on, like I said, the primary website at today's exchange rate. So that's why we need to timestamp it. But I also want to add that we should pay attention, because we live in a crazy world where shipping may vary, and you might have import taxes, you probably have tariffs in today's world, and bear all that in mind. If a supplier is available in your country, you're often better off purchasing in that way. But that's one of the reasons why I add a number of links, so that you have the option to price shop. Kerry Tenor D, $67. And I didn't do the single breath thing like I said I was gonna. Sorry. The Kerry Tenor D is not tunable. Now, this is the James Dominic. The James Dominic today is $77. Let me wake my computer back up so I can see the prices. Alrighty, this is the Tony Dixon single piece polymer. That is, in Tony Dixon lingo, TB003, and it is non-tunable. Oh, sorry, $86. I should bring my computer closer. There we go. But when I'm turning, that's what I'm doing. Tony Dixon single piece polymer. Alrighty. This is the Metcalf standard low D. It is tunable. Nick sells through his eBay store. These are frequently available. There's not one available today, but the last I saw, I believe this was $99, but I can't tell you for sure because there's not one on his eBay store today. And this one, interestingly, has offset holes on 3 and 6. And I hope you're getting a good sense of some of the tone differences between the different whistles. This is the Tony Dixon, the tunable polymer, the TB012, and it is, in today's price, $120. All right, and as I'm going through these, ensure that you're paying attention to the different tone qualities and the price ranges, because you're going to afford one whistle or another, but then you really want to be able to get one that has a tone you're going to enjoy. Next is the Kerry Chieftain V5 non-tunable, and in today's pricing, it's $133. Quick comment. We have the Kerry Tenor D, the Chieftain V5 non-tunable, and the Chieftain V5 tunable. You do get different options of different whistles. Next, The Sin Low D, this is at today's price, $134. All right, next, the Susato Tunable at today's price, it's $140. I'm turning slightly to the side because I'm a little close to the table here. Now, the Tony Dixon DX102, that's the same basic thing, but with an aluminum body, and at today's prices, it's $155. Same basic thing as the other Dixons. Alrighty. Next, we have the Goldfinch two-piece. This is, at today's cost, $161. Yes, tunable. Next, four more, including this one. The Nightingale by Karavaev at today's price, $167. Now, the Howard. This is the Howard in the black finish at today's price. I have the balanced head, $185. The Howard, the other two heads on the Howard, I don't think would fit as easily into this category. They require a little more breath pressure. Now, the Burke Brass Viper. Their website is currently down for maintenance, and so by the time I edit this video, I hope I could put the price here. I believe it's right around, it's somewhere between $400 and $500. I'll say that right now, and I'll probably be, that's a huge range, and I think it's on the lower end of that. Sorry. I'll put the price here. Okay, the Burke Brass Viper Low D comes in aluminum and tunable. Alrighty. One more. I need to share a few comments with you. Oh, sorry. This is the Carbony big bore, low D, tunable, and close finger spacing. Those are the whistles. Let me tell you about a couple of variations with these. Now, looking up, I come to the James Dominic, and the folks at James Dominic have put out what they call a sax low D, which takes the head and angles it slightly for a more comfortable playing position. I have one that should be arriving soon. I was hoping it would be here, but it's not. And that one is $101. I'll introduce it not long after I get it. Also, moving up to the Goldfinch. The Goldfinch, there is a 3-piece version, and that is $189. And like with the Carbony, there's a standard bore. It plays even a little more easily than the wide bore. Like I said, the Burke you can get in aluminum. So a variety of other options from a price standpoint. You know, Metcalf has more whistles that fall into the more easy blower category, and you need to look at his store about that. Another interesting point is, you know, I said that it's a wide range and you're spoiled for choice. I hope you were getting a good sense of listening to some of the tone of these different whistles. And I'm very happy, more than happy, I would like to, for you, compare any of these head to head if I've not done so yet. Because you might say, well, I like the tone of that, but I'm not 100% sure, and I'd like to hear them played more. So please in the comments ask. Let me know what I can do to help. Also, I said this is a wide range of whistles. You heard a huge price range there, and some of these are intentionally targeted as beginner whistles. The Kerry Tenor D, the James Dominic, the Tony Dixon, Nick targets his for beginners, and so you've got those. But I know people who aren't beginners and still play these. Now you've got some what I call almost anomalies, like the Chieftain. I didn't mention the tunable version is $248. That's a huge difference between 133 and 248. So 133 for the non-tunable V5 is almost an anomaly from a price standpoint. I think that's a bargain. A lot of these, you've got to want the tone though. They're all beautiful, and like I said, I'll be more than happy to compare them. Let me just mess around just a little bit. I'll just say the name of the whistle, and I'll play a few second octave notes, and hopefully remember to play the same notes. The Kerry Tenor D. The James Dominic. The Tony Dixon, single piece polymer. I hope you're also getting a sense of some of the volume and tone characteristic differences. Again, that's why I said, please ask for me to compare more. The Nick Metcalf. Sorry. The offset holes I missed. That was my bad. The Tony Dixon Polymer Tunable. Chieftain V5 non-tunable. The Sin, this is tunable. The Susato. Tony Dixon aluminum body. Goldfinch, two-piece. Nightingale by Karavaev. It's funny, the hole sizes, pacing is a little different on a number of these, and so I have to go, oh yeah, I found them. The Howard with the balanced head. The Burke. The Carbony. Now, I said some of these are, the Burke website is available. Nope. Sorry, timeout has occurred. Rats. Thought I'd check it again. Some of these, like I said, are entry-level whistles. Some of them are professional-grade whistles. That means on the entry level, you're less likely to play as expressively than on the others. Some actually play more, in an easy blower. Some actually play a little more freely, and then you're getting into fine points. So at that point, that's why I'm really curious for you to say, hey, I like the tone of this one, or these are in my price range, or something like that. So please spend a little bit more time playing and comparing the characteristics of this whistle, and this whistle. Try to keep it to 3 or 4 for me, please, so that I can compare them and go into more depth, but not get too carried away. They're all nice whistles. You'll be happy with them. Some of it depends on where you are in your journey. Some of it depends on what you're after. Like I said, you're often buying a whistle on tone, but you might be then buying a whistle on price, or you also then might be buying a whistle because, like the 3-piece Goldfinch, you could break it down and put it in your backpack easily, or you might be buying a whistle based on some other factors like the Carbony, the close finger spacing. So you might be buying a whistle because you only want a tunable whistle. So all that comes into play as well. Think through the things you want in a whistle. I know I didn't play them much, But this is just like an overview of, yeah, here are the easy blowers I have, to varying degrees up to the Howard. So please let me know which ones you want to dive into more. And so I hope this is helpful, my friends. Please like the video if it is. And if you're brand new checking us out, because this broad brushstroke comparison, please subscribe and join our community of folks learning to play the whistle together. And yeah, we spend a lot of time on the low whistle because that's important to do. And there aren't enough folks spending a lot of time on the low whistle. So please, more people, more low whistles. Until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling, friends.